Okay, my name is Zakashi, guys, and in this video here we've got a best teams of the month. We're going to be doing a top 5 best teams of the month, given that we've gotten the new superhero banners this month. The anniversary is still ongoing and there's been a lot of, let's say, variation, right? There's been a lot of it in this meta, so we're going to be discussing that in this video. So of course, when you go through the video, definitely leave your own opinion on what teams you think should make it as well, and anything you agree with or disagree with. But I want to also point out that in this video, none of the teams are listed in order. So there's no order to this list. It's just top 5 teams, because a lot of the times it depends on the player that's using them. So don't be too harsh on the order. I'm probably going to explain that again because a lot of people will be skipping this intro, but it's very important to note. But of course, there's a lot of OGs as well. I'm talking too much. Hopefully guys are going to enjoy this video, man. If you haven't already, make sure to press the subscribe button, man. We're on this grind to 50,000 subscribers. Oh, we're on this grind to 75,000 subscribers, man. Appreciate all the love and support. Not gonna hold you guys up any longer though. Let's actually get into the video now. Team number 1. Just want to point out for the skippers in this video, yes, I'm probably talking to you. There is no order to this list, so because this team is number 1, it does not mean it's better than team number 2, 3, 4, or 5. It's literally a no order list, so it's just good top 5 teams. Anyways, team number 1, we got Saga from the movies here. I've got UGB on the leader slot. UGB is very reliable, very reliable, but of course he is only mainly reliable on his movies team. But Beast Gohan, of course, is also on the team, and Pan. This trio works very well, on top of the fact that Beast is double Zenkai buffed and UGB is getting a Zenkai buff. Pan is our own good support, and she actually gives HP to the boy over here, but because UGB is on the leader slot, he gets his full ultra ability, and he also feeds off that HP. If I actually go to Sagas from the movies, look at some other options that we've got for the team, I wouldn't really say we have a lot, honestly. You might want to try use the Gammas, but really and truly they're range types, so I'd avoid it. If you want to have that revival layer, you could use Piccolo, but again, I would really avoid it. And outside of that, maybe if you want to use the Gohan, you can go ahead with that. I'd say pretty much this is like the most optimal movie setup, with UGB on the leader slot, Beast, and then Pan, of course. So it's actually hybrid Saiyans as well, with UGB on the leader slot, but then it's movies because of the bench in total. So I'm just going to keep it as movies. That's the main core of the team. I don't feel like there's a lot of variation for this team that is necessary, so I'm just going to leave it like that. It's probably going to be the shortest section of the whole video, but that's mainly because movies doesn't have any switches up, any options, any substitutes. If you don't have these 3, I would opt out of using movies in most cases. So yeah, number 1 on this list, we got movies. Number 2 on this list, we got Powerful Opponent. Now Powerful Opponent, the team that I've got here is a mix of Future, but it's only Powerful Opponent for this segment because there are many Powerful Opponent variations. But let me not say many, but there is quite a few because of a different character that I'm going to bring up over here. So I'm going to go to my confirm and just show you what I've got here. We've got Ultra Hit as the leader slot. We got Zamasu as a good blue. He's got the endurance layer, which is dope. We got Ultra Rose, of course, and he's getting actually 5 of his ultra ability instead of the full 6, so he's getting 25%. We got Mai with the biggest HP buff in the game, it's like 25%. Zenkai buff for Rose. Then we've also got a Zenkai buff for Hit. So pretty much it works very well, this setup. Hit's time skip is truly unbeatable. Rose is his army of his own, and then Zamasu is just that extra layer of protection. But you don't have to run it like this. You could actually make it a lot more selfish. So let me actually go to some character options and show you some options that you could use. So in the blue section, we got nobody we're picking up. In the green section, I wouldn't say we have anybody we're picking up either. In the purple section, I wouldn't really say we're picking up anybody. However, I've seen on some people's teams, very rarely, this guy here, if he's very high starred, he could actually become useful because of his endurance notification. Just putting that out there, that's something you might want to consider. Also, he's a Zenkai buff of a purple future unit. Don't think that's that relevant, but just pointing it out there. If we're looking at the yellows, is where we're actually going to talk about someone. This yellow Jiren here, very valuable, man. Everybody knows how great he is on USS, and he's just overall annoying. He's a big force in PvP. And then we want to talk about purple and well, I didn't mention Ultra Broly, but I wouldn't opt in for it. But second form Cell, top 5 Cell, man, top 5 Cell. I would actually consider this guy. A lot of people actually use him a lot, which is crazy, especially in the high ranks, mostly in my high rank. But shout out top 5 Cell, man. Always gotta make a cameo in some way, shape or form. This would switch up very soon, obviously, maybe when the Ultra comes, but I feel like this powerful opponent team is probably the most optimal, I'm not going to lie. Any switch up from this is like missing the mark, not going to lie, but it's basically future. But yeah, powerful opponents, definitely a team that I think is going to make this list. Number 3 on this list, we've got Future. Now, I've got UGB on this Future setup, and I've got Future Gohan in the middle. So we got UGB leader slot, he's getting his full Ultra ability. We've got Future Gohan next. Then we got Ultra Rose. Now Ultra Rose is only getting 5 of his 6 Ultra abilities, so it's 25%. Fusion Zamasu, who's actually Zenkai buffing Ultra Gogeta Blue. Then we got Vegeta, who's Zenkai buffing Rose. Then we got Mai with her like 25% HP buff. Let me actually check that just to make sure it's actually 25%, because I'd be saying that, and I know it's an amazing HP buff, but I just want to make sure, yes, 25%, I knew it. So overall, Mai is doing amazing. Zenkai buff, Zenkai buff. Let me even swap this so like you can see it's quite clear there with the Zenkai buff right below. Overall, it's a very neat team, I'm not going to lie, but this is not the only team you can run. I showed a powerful opponent team which is similar to this. Let me actually show you that right now. I can just slide. This is Future as well. This is actually Future as well, but instead of UGB on the leader slot, you've got Hit instead. So this works as well if you want to go ahead and use this. I actually do recommend it as well. But let me actually show you some other Future options that you could actually have that would actually be very valuable. So if we could look at the blue section, I've already mentioned Blue Zamasu on the powerful opponent setup, but it's basically Future as well. So shout out to him. In the green, I wouldn't really recommend anybody, but this guy's a very good Zenkai buffer. This guy Zenkai buffs as well. I believe he's Zenkai buffs Future, but he's just overall range type with his Z ability, so it kind of throws it off, just to point that out. Going into purple, if you want to add this guy here, very risky option, I'm not going to lie, but the endurance nullification can come clutch, so don't sleep on it. In the yellows, I wouldn't really recommend anybody. In the reds, I wouldn't recommend anybody either, out of anybody that I haven't mentioned anyways, like Ultra Hit for example. Second form Cell, very good option, I'm not going to lie. His transformation is dope. If you have him 14 stars though, because at the end of the day he is a 1% sparking, so you gotta be very careful with that. Yellow, I already mentioned Future Gohan. Trunks and Vegeta are very range type, so I just opt to avoid them simply because of that. I think it just throws up the whole synergy of what Future is as a whole, where they're very strike orientated. So yeah, just giving you some options there. You could even have Kid Buu on the leader slot if you wanted to, and have Ultra Rose running alongside, like, I don't know, Zamasu or something. Just some options. You got actually a lot of options when you're running Future. Future's actually a decent team, I'm not going to lie. Got some decent units on the squad, man. Shout out Future, man. Shout out Future, man. Hendrix. Nah, just playing, man. Future number 3 on this team, on this list. Number 4 on this list, easily, in my opinion, top 2 most threatening teams. If I was ordering them, USS will be top 2 most threatening teams on this in this video, like on this list. It'd be crazy. Ultra Hit on the leader slot, Gold Frieza and Yellow Jiren. Then we got this guy here given a HP buff. Then we've actually got a Zenkai buff for Ultra Hit. Then we've actually got a double Zenkai buff for Gold Frieza, which is insane. So overall, you can see this team is doing insane things. You see Bergamo, right? He gives the HP buff for Element Red or Universal Survival Saga, which is dope. But then Chilled over here, I believe he gives HP specifically to Lineage of Evil. So, and Health Restoration, which is insane by the way, which actually benefits Gold Frieza a lot because they're purple and blue. So even though Goku's the purple side, he still has the LOE tag, which is what makes Gold Frieza so insane. Ultra Hit feeds off everything because he's a leader, so he also gets the amazing health restoration. Then we've also got over here a Zenkai buff for Gold Frieza, Universe Rep, the Z ability. There's just so much going on, and Jiren is literally a man of his own, so he can just be stocky and blocky the whole time. It's actually quite difficult to actually avoid him the way he can. Like, you can't break him down, you actually can't. And I wouldn't even say there's like many options regarding USS. There's the one person I have missed out, which is 17. If you really want to run 17, he can give you that extra layer of protection, support on your team as well. He's amazing, I'm not going to lie. Do not sleep on him as a USS option. But outside of that, let me look at the elements. So we've got blue, we're not adding anybody. We've got green, really and truly, if you wanted to use Rev Sign, you really could if you wanted to. Purple, you could use UI Sign as a unit as well, but Gold Frieza is your main bet. Yellow, Jiren's obviously your main bet. Don't bring out SSBE, please. Even though he might clutch in some cases, it's not likely. Ultra Hit's obviously your main red, and MUI I'd only mention it if he's 14 stars, and really and truly you need to trust in your ability so much that you wouldn't even be listening to this video, I'll be honest. Yeah, really and truly just stick to the main team, but if anything, 17 fitting on the team somewhere would be pretty optimal, and I'd say his place would be to probably swap out Jiren so that these guys could be better off, if that makes sense. 17 also has endurance as well, so he's kind of just taking that role of the blocky unit on the team that's going to absorb all the hits and whatnot. But this team, the way it just flows is actually dumb. Just in FRIEZA's favor, they're literally serving him. But yeah, this is definitely top 2 team in the game. USS, Universe Rep, the tag, it's so beautiful. Universe Rep, shout out to them, man. They actually had their come up. I never thought it would happen. Just kidding. But it actually happened. Now, the 5th and final team in this video is going to be FRIEZA Force. It's insane, but it's pretty much LOE. But it's mad how well built this team is. It's probably the best team in the game. Probably undeniably the best team in the game. I feel like if you disagree, you're just not playing PvP at a high enough level. So Yellow Jiren, he's just the leader slot for sake. He could have been anybody. That's how crazy this team is. So we got FRIEZA, right? And FRIEZA is just getting breastfed by all of these Zenkai buffs. He's got a 4-time Zenkai buff, right? Kula, final form Kula, first form FRIEZA, the LF, Chilled, and Broly and Sheila. Now, Chilled, he's giving HP and health restoration, which makes FRIEZA just go dummy with the switches and whatnot. This guy here, he's a support of his own. Even though people don't place him highly, he can hold his own weight, which is insane. So shout out to him, and he's buffing LOE as well. And what's great about him is that he's actually getting a Zenkai buff from Chilled as well. So that's insane. Ice Cream Man outside and whatnot. But the double Zenkai buff here from the blues to FRIEZA, because even though FRIEZA is only blue, GOKU has the LOE tags as well, so it just makes the unit even more deadly. And then let's not even talk about the fact that Jiren's here and he's feeding off all of that off him being on the leader slot. But what's crazy is that it doesn't have to be Jiren. I've seen some people run Revival FRIEZA. I've seen some people run this FRIEZA, the Mecha FRIEZA. It's actually wild, but you don't have to keep it LOE orientated with the leader slot. So if I actually turn this off, and let me just go to the Ultra options, right? You could literally run anybody and it would work. I've seen some people run Hit, some people run Ultra Gogeta Blue just for the extra comfort. I've seen people run Rose. Like, you could actually go any way and it would actually make your team still insane. And that's what's so crazy about this team. It's just so optimal in every regard that it's kind of unfair. It's kind of unfair, to be honest. But hey, every team has their quirks, and this team just happens to be that team right now. So dealing with it, it's tough. I know it's tough, but hey, if you can't beat them, join them. I'm not joining them, but of course I still have to acknowledge and accept that this team is so nuts, man. I mentioned it last because I wanted to give them props, proper props, because USS, but this mix of FRIEZA Force LOE is dumb. The leader slot doesn't even matter, man. Everything else just flows so perfectly. It'd be wild if they got, like, I don't know, another strong blue LOE unit or another strong purple LOE unit, because then it would just be all over the place, man. It would be seriously all over the place, but this FRIEZA would then be buffing that extra unit specifically. So yeah, I'm tired of fighting these units, man. Specifically FRIEZA, I'm tired of fighting him so bad, and he's not going anywhere. He's not. So yeah, FRIEZA, the first anniversary headliner, carrying this team, well, being the main fighting force of this team, the main everything of this team, FRIEZA Force, man. But yeah, man, that's going to be the end of the video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video, man. Hopefully it was useful. Let me know what you guys thought of the list. Would you change anything? Would you mention anybody else? There's no honorable mentions for this video because I feel like the top 5 was so secure that I didn't need to do an honorable mentions in this case. Outside of that, we're all saving for the new Ultra that's coming up, so this video is quite important, so you can maybe like build towards that team that you're actually looking for. But yeah, I'm gonna end off the video like that, man. I appreciate you guys watching the video. Press the subscribe button, and we're on this track to 75,000 subscribers. We just passed 50, so show some love and support, and definitely press that red button if you're new here, man. I want to leave the video like that, man. I appreciate you guys for watching. My name's Zakashi, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one, man.